Right, let's crack on with the video. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Triple B podcast. Today's guest is DJ Ceelo, who is a Twitch TV streamer, and he's got a little bit of history about himself as well. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, DJ.
What's up? What's up, my boy? How you doing? Shout out to BadBoy Beaman, man. I go by the name DJ Ceelo. Where I got the name, I'm actually a professional DJ. I've been DJing for over 10 years in all the clubs in Germany and across the world. So that's how I got my name. So I'm glad to be here.
So you mentioned that you're actually in Germany. You're obviously not German based on your English speaking.
Man, my other half was the reason why I moved to Germany after my military career. So I've been living in Germany now 4 years. I previously lived in Germany for 10 years while I was active duty military in the Army. But I had to decide to support my wife's career after the military and moving back to Germany so she could continue her nursing career.
It makes sense. I was going to actually ask them whether or not you met your wife whilst you were actually with the military in Germany, but obviously I'm guessing that's not the case, or is it?
No, yeah, I did. I met my wife. I think it was on my 3rd year of being stationed in Germany is when I met her.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
So obviously you're a military man, so you've got models and things like that. So I want to talk about the situation that occurred with another streamer who goes by the name of ZLANER, where you were accused of stream sniping him, right? The whole situation exploded out of control to the point where in that same game, ZLANER and his teammates actually had a 5th member who was a hacker who they sent to kill you. I've seen your videos on this on YouTube, which, by the way, for the viewers watching, are linked in the description below. And I thought it was really great the way in which you just instantly showed proof of how you were not stream sniping. So I want to ask you about that. What did you feel the outcome was? Was there much negativity about it, or did you feel like there was quite a lot of positivity that came from that situation?
Well, in the beginning, I was overwhelmed with all the accusation during my live stream and the amount of people that came to my channel and immediately started accusing me of stream sniping. So I took it upon myself after my stream to start putting the evidence together to prove my innocence, because it's been several scenarios where I've been accused of stream sniper by TimTheTatMan before. I think it was during season 2 of the first year of Warzone. I ran into him. I ran into Nate Shot and Symphony. They were all playing together. And my squad, at the time I was still playing with Bolo, and we ran into them and we actually wiped them off completely. And his whole TimTheTatMan whole chat came over. It was being toxic and calling a stream sniper. So during that time, TimTheTatMan blocked me for no reason.
I saw that.
Just accusations.
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing then, because one thing that a lot of people have actually, I've seen commented over social media about that situation is the fact that, like, you're quite open about where you're based, and that is in Germany, and people want to know how you're managing to get into the same lobbies as all of these North American streamers. And my guess was that you're playing with people who live over in North America. Is that the case?
Yeah, so that's a lot of the questions I get asked, and I've seen recently on some of the tweets. Well, how am I getting on these lobbies? And I'll tell you right now, 98% of my gameplay is all playing in America. And the reason why, because all my friends are in America. I used to live in America. So most of my friends and my streamer friends aren't in America. I really don't have no streamer friends in Germany or in the UK, except like 2. But that's it. Like, I don't play with them, so I don't have a European streaming group that I play with. So that's why 98%.
You must be playing on like 200 ping all the time.
I play, so if one of my friends is hosting, must be on the East Coast for me to get a ping from 120 to 150. 160 is pushing it on the East Coast. So if I start seeing that, then I'll be like, hey, we got to back out or whatever. Let's get a new lobby. If I get somebody from center of the US, then I start pinging between 140 to 160, 170. You will never catch me playing with nobody on the West Coast because that would immediately push me over 200 ping. And it's hard for me to play at 200 ping.
Yeah,
It's
well,
already hard enough at 120 to
yeah,
150.
I can imagine. I once tried to play with a guy. He was a streamer. He was from Australia, and we just trying to connect to the game was bad enough as it was because of obviously we're on literally opposite sides of the world. When I finally managed to connect, I was on like 600 ping, and I was taking one step forwards, and then the game was glitching me back about 20 steps to the point where
Yes.
it glitched me out of bounds. It was hilarious, but to play on that type of ping, what you do between 120 and 150 on a regular basis, I mean, that's hard, like for anybody at any level. But from what I remember, aren't you like in the top 25 in the world on Xbox for wins?
Yeah, so right now, currently to Warzone stats, I am 24 in the world and
Right?
number one in Germany for Xbox. And that's why a lot of people, they talk about why is your KD at 1.56 and this and that. It's like for me, I don't worry about the KD so much because I know I'm a 2+ KD player. But because I'm pinging so high, I'm gonna lose a lot of engagement. That's a known
Yeah,
fact.
yeah.
But I'm also a team player, so I'm willing to risk my life for my teammate, no matter if I die and we have to restart the game.
Well, it is a
But that's
team
that's
game, yeah.
that's just the army in me. Like I do
Yeah.
that. I did that in real life. Why not do it in the real game? Because it this game kind of like emulates what I actually did in real life with the military.
So it must be weird then. I mean, to see about a lot of streamers out there playing this game in such a selfish way, although it is only a game, it's essentially based off what you would do in the military. To see like a team game played as individuals, is that crazy for you to see?
Yeah, yeah, that's why I'm so big with the people that I play with. If you don't have the chemistry, you don't have the team sense and you're not vibing with the team, then I cannot play with you because I cannot play with individual players.
Yeah.
And that causes a lot of friction because when it's time to win the game, a lot of the individual players will actually rather go get the kills than actually winning the game. And to me, the object of the game is to win the game.
Well, that's not just to you. That's literally the definition of a battle royale. It's the last team standing are the winners, and that's what everybody in the game is there for, to chase that win. But I mean, like you say, there's a lot of individuals out there who do like to just, go for the solo kills, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you can go and get a 30 kill game and finish 10th. This is something
Yeah,
I've said quite often, but I would much rather get 2 kills and come first, because that win is what the game's all about. That final clutch situation, making sure you got the rotation right, making sure that you've got the high ground on the enemy positions. You've got to make sure that you get that win. If you're not getting the win, then whether or not you got 2 kills, 30 kills, 50 kills, you didn't win at the end of the day.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's our model. Yes, we are an aggressive team, but they know that I like to win the game. And they know that at a certain time of the game, you have to slow it down and start working on getting position, taking over the high key position of the game,
Yeah.
the heals or whatever, if it's a building or whatever it takes to get the win. Is it called camping? No, because we've been aggressive all the way to that point.
That's
So
it, isn't it, as well? A lot of people will call it camping, but sometimes as well, in a key moment within that game, you do need to take position somewhere and hold out, wait to see where the next circle appears. And, it's not camping. But if somebody comes across you at that moment, they'll call you a camper if you kill
yeah,
them. But that's just
yeah,
the aim of the game. So you mentioned that you play on Xbox, right? And
yes.
I mean, you've got a decent setup, a nice room there. I can see in the background. It looks great. I've watched your streams and they're fantastic. But would you ever make the move to PC gaming?
It's pretty nice that you're asking that question because I ordered my new PC December 5th, and it's coming from the US. I will be streaming on a 3080 Super and playing on a 3080 Super pretty soon. It's just because of the holidays and and the shipping gets delayed. So hopefully I will have it by the end of January or beginning of February. That's what I'm looking at. And then I also got my like expandment of my table because I ran out of room. So for me to have two PC, I need a bigger table. So I already ordered that in December, and I'm gonna have a big L-shaped table just so I can accommodate
I
two
know what you
PCs.
mean, man. I've got monitors hanging off either end, the PC tucked behind, everything like. But yeah,
Yeah.
so with moving to PC, right? I want to know what your thoughts were about moving from console to PC. Was that anything to do with maybe the tournaments? Because with the stats that you've got, although the KD isn't as good as you say it could be, the wins that you've got, essentially, you're one of the best in the world on Xbox at least. But do you think playing on console somehow hinders you being invited to tournaments and things like that?
I know for sure that I know in the Twitch aspect is like you get looked down upon if you're not on PC. But it for me, it's kind of like a business move. At the end of the day, I want to have the best gaming experience I can have, and I think PC is the right way to go. I didn't want to go to PC because the amount of hackers are on PC, it could interfere with my gameplay, and
Right, yeah.
and and that's why I stayed on Xbox for the longest because I was hoping one day Activision just like say, you know what? Well, we have enough of the hacker on the PC side. Let's just turn off crossplay for Xbox, and then now we're back like blackout days where we were only playing with Xbox.
That would have been
And
nice, but it hasn't happened, has it?
no, it's not gonna happen because
No.
it's a money thing.
Yeah.
The minute they take Xbox out of the picture, I mean PlayStation, it's already could turn theirs off. If you take Xbox out, then you leave a whole bunch of PC playing by themselves,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna kill the PC world because nobody gonna play with hackers.
But
You see
that's
what I'm saying?
it almost feels like that Activision doesn't want that to happen. It did happen with Blackout, as you might have
Mhm.
mentioned earlier.
And
But
PC game died for blackout.
That died so quick. That died so quick. The only reason the PC gaming has actually lasted so long with Warzone is because of there's that no crossplay turn off button for Xbox players. So anyone with
Mhm.
an Xbox, essentially, they're just being absolutely shit on by anyone who's on PC. Not even just cheaters. You've got the cheaters on PC, but then you've got every other advantage from being a PC gamer compared to an Xbox gamer. The field of view
Yeah.
slider, the quality, the FPS, everything is just so much better on PC than
Yeah.
Xbox. So why on earth on Xbox in their own lobbies? It's absolutely mental. But hey, even through all that shit that you've had to deal with, even having to play against PC players, you've still managed to become number 24 in the world on Xbox for wins, and that's absolutely fantastic. So I've got to say, I am absolutely looking forward to you playing on PC, just to see what next level looks like for DJ Ceelo when it comes to Warzone.
And the crazy thing is those guys are on PC. They're on higher, frame per second. They have the field of view, and they still dying to Xbox player with 80 field of view. Like you can't see nothing. You only see like a little square in front of you, and you're
Yeah.
still dying to us.
The
Like,
difference is absolutely astonishing. I mean, I play on PC. I've got the 120 field of view, and I'll be spectating someone, and you can tell they're on console because they can't see somebody who's right next to them. It's absolutely madness. But I mean, again, with the PC situation, comparing it to Xbox, all of the actual benefits you can get from a PC, they're not even the biggest problem, obviously, because of the cheating situation in
mhm.
Warzone. So I want to ask you, as a streamer who predominantly plays Warzone, how has the cheating situation within that game actually affected you as a streamer, if it has? And if not, why so?
It has, like, it really has, and it got really, really bad this week. The beginning of Vanguard, it was like being in a different world, actually playing and not having to worry about cheaters being in the game. But
Yeah,
then the weeks went by, and now that engine owning is back on, it feels like every other game we're running into cheaters now,
yeah.
and that experience is starting to turn out to like how it was in Verdansk.
A
you know,
a
where
lot of
every
people had
game
their
was
hopes
cheater.
up about Caldera, thinking that it was going to be somewhat, no cheaters. But like you've said, now Engine owning are back. It's not just them that were down, by the way. There were other providers down around the same time, and
Hmm.
they've all sort of come back at the same time. It's almost
Hmm.
like a tidal wave of cheaters have just come back into the game, isn't it?
Yeah, it has, and it's affecting the game because now, like, I see a lot of more sus stuff in the game, and you start questioning, are they actually legit or are they actually good players? And that's the part that I don't like about what's happening with the game, is that there are good players out
Yeah.
there, but they're also being questioned. You know, maybe that was a little too sus, or maybe he had some type of walls or something. That's why he was able to see me before that. But then who knows? We don't know.
Well, that's it. And unfortunately, until you have something in place that legitimately works and can stop cheaters from entering the game, there's no way to make that stop. And if they'd have done something at the start of Warzone, if this kernel driver anti cheat that's called Ricochet was actually incorporated at the start of Verdansk, I don't think anybody would be questioning things the way they are now. But because
Yeah.
of the lack of anti cheat on a free to play game, that's caused so many issues, I think. And it's caused people to doubt legitimately good players as well. And I see it a lot because people send me clips all the time of people
Mhm.
thinking that it's sus, and I'm breaking it down and explaining to them why it isn't. Multiple
Mhm.
times a day, I get these messages, and I'm always willing to check it out. It could be someone like TimTheTatMan, it could be someone like Dr. Disrespect, Iceman Isaac, any of these, and I'm looking at the clip thinking, right, no, this is why he knew he was there, or this is why
Mhm.
his aim did that, and I'll break it down. But those people who've messaged me then think, well, why are you defending them? But it's not like that. I
Yeah.
look at things objectively and I look at things with an open mind. But the cheating within Warzone, as you've mentioned, has caused people to question things that they normally wouldn't do. And I think that's a great point that you've made there as well. Um, so, with the cheating situation, and as a streamer, how do you feel about streamers who use cheats and try and hide the fact that they're cheating?
Well, I tell you right now, I'm all about integrity. The military taught me so much, and for you to get better at a game, you have to put the time in. You have to put it in the grind. And if you are a streamer and you're cheating because you're trying to take shortcuts, then that's something that they don't have no values. They literally do anything in their power to try to get famous or become a big name streamer by taking shortcuts. I'd rather
Yeah.
take the long road. If it takes me 2, 3, 4, 5 years to get to that goal that I have, then that's the way it's gonna be.
Yeah,
But
but then it's earned, isn't it? And it's earned legitimately, and that there's no better feeling than actually going out and working
yes,
hard and getting the results at the end, is there?
yeah, because it not at the end of the day, not everybody's gonna get a trophy.
Well, that's
Like
it. Unfortunately, it's the truth. But for some reason, everybody feels like that they can download their £30 a month trophies now and just get to the top quick.
yeah.
But which brings me to the next part, right? You stream on Twitch,
Hmm.
and I know a couple of people you've streamed with in the past have moved to different platforms and things like that. Is Twitch somewhere that you're looking to stay on for the foreseeable future? And do you think that you can gain the success that you want from that platform?
Well, I don't know if a lot of people knew that I started on Mixer, but uh, Mixer went downhill, and I had to pick between Facebook gaming, Twitch, or YouTube. I didn't have nothing going on YouTube at the time, so I thought, well, all the competitive are in Twitch. So I made the transition with my friends from Mixer to Twitch, and I tell you, I'm being honest. I literally became an affiliate within like I the minimum amount of required. I think it was like
Yeah,
10 days. Like I had the amount of followers, the amount of watch time, all everything that you needed to become an affiliate. I did it within 10 days, and I began my journey. I've been in
yeah.
on Twitch for a year now, and now I'm starting to expand my material to YouTube because you never know what's gonna happen in the future. the way
Yeah,
some of the
definitely.
things are happening on Twitch right now is starting to emulate what happened to Mixer. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like putting all my eggs in different basket, because I never know what's gonna happen. And I told myself that I was never gonna let myself just have to make a choice last minute when I could have, a platform on YouTube, I could have a platform on Twitch, and I could have a platform on Facebook. But not, I mean, to me, Facebook needs a lot more work for me to even try to go
Yeah,
stream over there.
definitely. Yeah. It's got its ups and downs, but I think at the moment Facebook gaming's got a couple of too much negativity surrounding it to
Hmm.
make you feel welcomed as a streamer. You mentioned about YouTube, then you've started putting content out on YouTube. I've seen some of your videos myself, and I think they're great. Your gameplay videos are good, and some of the ones where you narrate really good as well. But you also mentioned earlier that you've got some copyright-free music for streamers to use, and that's something you're looking to move forward with as well. If you want to talk about that a little bit, feel free.
Yeah, so I created a playlist on Spotify called C Beats and Stream, and in there there's an album called 1984, because I wanted to make something for people to use, and it kind of represent Verdansk when we was in Verdansk, and that's why I call it 1984. And there's 25 tracks in there, and what I eventually trying to do is, like, I want to create beats and gather beats from my friends in Germany and stuff, and put albums every 3 to 4 months for you guys to use for your stream with no copyright strike, no
So this is
DMCA
music that
strike.
you've created yourself as a DJ then, yeah?
Yes, these are
Oh,
these are
brilliant.
like instrumental hip hop. It could be, a little bit of EDM. It could be R&B beats that you could use for yourself, and use it on your YouTube
That's
or your stream.
fantastic. But what you can do then, once we've actually finished up here later, you can actually send me the link to that and I'll put it in the description of this video as well. So anybody who needs any background music for their videos on YouTube or for their streams, feel free to check that out and you can play them and they're copyright free, all by your man, DJ Ceelo from TTV. Happy days with that one. So what I want to know then, you're a streamer, you're up and coming, and you've done quite well. You've been quite successful so far, and everything you seem to do, you're a very humble, nice guy, and that's my personal opinion of what I've seen when watching your streams. What advice would you give to a new streamer who's looking to either partake as a video game streamer or just any form of streamer? Any advice you'd like to give them?
Yeah, the biggest thing is having goals. Like, you gotta have short-term goal and long-term goal. Where do you want to start, and where do you want to be at it in, whatever it takes, a year, 2, 3 years. If you don't have nothing set in, like a roadmap for you, then it never is gonna start. So you have to have a starting point and a finish point to where you want to be at.
Yeah.
And that's what I would recommend, is like for me, like the little money that we get from streaming is like, if I want something for my stream, I say, okay, I'm gonna put this little bit, to get this piece that I need for my stream, or if it's a logo, or if it's like a stream deck, or if it's, you got to start somewhere and you got to start putting the pieces together. It's not gonna be built like it is, like you see on my background. It wasn't done overnight. That literally took me like a little bit over a year to start piecing together and getting all the pieces,
But
to
even
get to
still,
this
everything
point.
I can see there in a year, that's, you've put something nice together there, man. And I think it's great that you've done that as well. So essentially what you're saying is to set goals. What are your goals?
My goal probably is to, my short-term goal right now is to get partner on YouTube. I am 1,000 hours away from reaching all the
Close, close.
requirements, and hopefully in the next year or two, become a partner on Twitch.
Oh well,
Um,
man. Listen, no matter what, like I've always wanted to help you out. Ever since the situation surrounding the stream sniping accusations, that's where I found out about you. That's where I started supporting you as a streamer and a content creator. So every single one of your links to your platform are going to be in the description of this video. So hopefully people watching this video will come over and see you on your Twitch channel as well as on your YouTube channel. Let's try and get you to that partnership status on YouTube, at least with the 1,000, what was it, 1,000 hours you've got left watch time.
Yeah, 1,000 hours left.
Do that overnight, mate. Not a problem. So I want to touch back on one last thing, which is about when this whole thing blew up with ZLANER and who else was it? TimTheTatMan, Cloaksy, I think, and they sent
Cloaksy.
Jerome after you. I saw that Jerome actually come into your chat and apologise to you publicly in front of your viewers. He actually put a comment in there explaining that he's sorry and didn't realise that you weren't stream sniping.
Yep.
But
so everything started with TimTheTatMan making an accusation about those are the guys that were stream sniping, but there was no proof.
Yeah.
So Jerome, since he kind of helps them, took it upon himself to try to come after us after he was called by them, and he realized after I put out the video that it was a mistake and it was a false accusation. So he personally came to my channel and apologized, and that was like that took a lot for a person to actually come publicly and do it. I also got an apology by ZLANER, but it was privately.
Oh, private. So he was willing to call you a stream sniper publicly and send the cheater after you publicly, but he sent the apology privately.
Yeah, it was privately, and I left it privately because maybe he just felt like it needed to be that way, and I respected what he did, but I also, that's why my video was my evidence that I was not stream sniping him, and for anybody that had doubt during that day, that here's the proof I was not stream sniping, so here's where I stand.
Yeah, what you find with situations like that though is that it doesn't really need proof, right? Because all it took was for ZLANER to say that you were stream sniping, and his fans would automatically just believe him that you were in fact stream sniping. So what you did pretty much instantly, getting that video out with the proof and evidence to show that you weren't, it's the right move. It's the right thing to do, and it got your name on the map a little bit. But what I think would have helped a lot more is if ZLANER had put out a public apology to you. Then that just think of what would have happened from that. If he put out an apology saying, I've seen this video, he wasn't stream sniping, I do apologise and I hope wish you the best in your streaming career, and then all his followers would have come and hit you up then.
Yeah, that would have
been a massive thing for you.
That would have definitely came a massive thing for me, for sure. And then, like I said, Tim never reached out and said anything, so I don't know if he ever saw the video or did anything with the video. Like, it is what it is. I don't hold no grudges with anybody, so I'm just like, hey, I proved my point. All right, it's time to move on. Let's get to the next chapter.
Well, good on you for that as well. It makes you the bigger person in that whole situation as well, and I think it's great that at least something come out of it, because again, that's where I heard of you, and that's where a lot of other YouTubers and content creators and streamers heard of you as well. And I'm hoping you the best of luck in the rest of your streaming career. I hope you hit all your targets and your goals that you've set out for yourself. And good luck when you move to PC gaming. I'll be keeping a close eye on you.
You don't have to worry about that.
No, I know.
You do not have to worry about that, because to me, like I said, the Army taught me values, and to me, I'd rather take the hard road than the easy road for anything. Yeah. And growing up, as a kid, I always had to take the long road. It was never easy for me to be where I'm at this point. So it's just natural for me now.
Yeah,
I don't have to think about it twice.
I get that. Well, it's been brilliant having you on the show, and honestly, I hope you, like I said, I wish you the best of luck with everything coming up. All of your socials are going to be linked in the description below for anybody who's made it this far into the video, which I hope you did. It's been very informative. All the links are in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and DJ Ceelo as well. Until next time, catch you on the flip side. Peace! Peace!